The galaxy gathered under a dome of shimmering light, where the High Council of alien races met. They came from dozens of worlds, each species wrapped in shining armor, scaled skin, or flowing robes. At the center stood a tall, silver-skinned leader with glowing eyes. He raised his voice so all could hear. "Humans," he declared, his words echoing. "A young species, fragile, slow, weak. Yet they dare to call themselves warriors of the stars." Laughter broke out across the chamber. Thick voices, sharp. Hisses and metallic chuckles mixed together like cruel music. A reptilian warlord slammed his claw on the table. "Their ships are like toys," he growled. "We crush them before they even learn how to fight." Another alien, with insect-like wings, tilted her head and clicked. "They cannot travel far. Their weapons burn out like candles. Why does the Council even waste time speaking of them?" Holograms filled the air, glowing with the light of fleets. Alien warships, massive, bristling with weapons, marched across the stars. Then the image shifted to a human vessel. Small, plain, simple in design. The chamber erupted in more laughter. "Pathetic," one voice said. "Embarrassing," another added. A deep, guttural laugh shook the walls. "If they dare fight, we will erase them in a single night." Hidden behind glass walls, two human envoys sat in silence. They wore simple uniforms, plain compared to the rich robes and armor of the others. They said nothing, though the insults filled the air. One of them, an older man with tired eyes, leaned toward his companion. His voice was low, almost a whisper. "Let them laugh." The younger envoy clenched his fists. "They spit on us. They see us as weak." The older man's gaze was steady. "Good. Weakness makes them careless." At the council table, the silver-skinned leader raised his hand again. "Then it is decided. Humanity has no place in the Great Circle. They are a shadow among suns, a joke of creation." His smile was cruel. "If they wish to prove themselves, let them try. One human ship against 1,000 of ours." The chamber roared with approval. A challenge. A lesson. A quick end to their arrogance. The insect-like alien leaned forward, her wings shimmering. "Do you think they will even try, or will they crawl back to their little planet?" The silver-skinned leader smirked. "They will try. Pride blinds them. And when their ship burns, the galaxy will see what humanity truly is: nothing." Far above the council world, in orbit, hidden cameras streamed the words across channels. Billions watched from across the stars. On alien homeworlds, citizens laughed, betting on how fast the humans would die. On Earth, screens flickered inside dim command rooms. Soldiers, scientists, and leaders sat in silence, their faces pale as the laughter echoed from light years away. "They mock us," a young officer said. His jaw was tight. "They see us as prey." An older general, scarred by wars long past, folded his arms. His voice was calm but sharp. "Let them." A scientist adjusted his glasses, his eyes on the silent figure standing at the back of the room. "Do we tell them? Do we reveal what we've built?" The figure stepped forward into the dim light. It was a woman, her uniform marked with no rank, no name. Her voice was quiet but carried strength. "Not yet. They laugh because they do. Not know. When the time comes, they will see." The officer frowned. "But one ship against thousands? How can we?" Her gaze silenced him. "One ship is enough." The room fell into heavy silence. Screens showed alien fleets preparing for battle, ships lined like endless walls of steel. Alien voices filled the air, taunting, mocking, betting on how fast the human ship would fall. But the humans said nothing. They watched. They waited. Back on the council world, the reptilian warlord stood, slamming his claw again. "I cannot wait. Let them come. I will personally tear their ship apart." The silver-skinned leader raised his hand, calming the laughter. "Patience. Soon, the galaxy will watch their failure. Humanity will be remembered not for courage, but for comedy. More laughter, more cruel smiles. The council chamber echoed with arrogance, but in the shadows of space, far from the noise of mockery, a ship waited. Small, dark, its hull quiet. Against the stars, no glowing weapons, no shining armor. It looked ordinary, fragile even. To alien eyes it was nothing. To human eyes it was everything. Inside the vessel, silence ruled. A lone captain stood at the window, gazing at the endless dark. He whispered, more to himself than anyone else. They laugh now, let them. Soon they will learn. The ship drifted on, quiet as a shadow, carrying humanity's secret. And far away, in the heart of alien laughter, the first cracks of fear were already waiting to be born. The news spread faster than light. Across alien worlds, screens blazed with the announcement. Humanity had accepted the challenge. One ship, against 1,000. The galaxy laughed even louder. On the insect homeworld, citizens filled markets, betting on how many seconds the human ship would last. It will not fire a single shot, one said with a clicking laugh. Another waved his arms. 1 minute, and it will be dust. On a desert planet, the reptilian clans roared with joy. A feast, their leader cried. We will watch there. Pride burn. The council chambers played the announcement again and again, each replay feeding the mockery. The silver-skinned leader stood tall before the council. It is confirmed, he said, his voice rich with triumph. The humans accept. They dare face us with one small ship. A gift to the galaxy comedy at its finest. The chamber filled with thunderous applause. One alien commander leaned close. To another, this will be no battle. It will be a slaughter. They think they can test us, the second sneered. But they will be erased. Hidden behind the grand laughter, the two human envoys remained silent in their glass chamber. The younger envoy's hands trembled on the table. One ship, he whispered, his voice raw. We agreed to one ship? The older envoy did not look at him. His eyes were calm, steady, as though he were watching a storm he had long expected. Yes, he said softly. The younger man leaned forward, his voice fierce. Why? Why only? One? They will crush us. For the first time, the older envoy smiled, faint and quiet. Because one is all we need. The younger envoy froze. His voice shook. You sound so sure. The older man's eyes gleamed. I am. Far away, on Earth, the command halls glowed with dim light. Leaders, generals, and scientists gathered around long tables, watching the galaxy mock them. Alien voices filled every screen, laughing in countless tongues. The weight of ridicule pressed down like stone. A young officer slammed his hand on the table. They see us as a joke. Every world is laughing at us. An older general raised his head, his voice calm but edged with steel. Let them laugh. Laughter hides fear, the officer frowned. Fear. They don't fear us. They think we are nothing. The general leaned forward, his eyes burning. And that is their mistake. From the shadows of the room, the nameless woman stepped forward again. Her uniform bore no rank, no crest. Her voice was cold, steady. The challenge is not about numbers, it is about message. If one ship can stand against 1,000, then every race in the galaxy will see the truth. They will understand what humans are. The officer turned sharply. But one ship cannot. Her eyes met his, hard as stone. This one can. The room fell silent. No one asked more. No one dared dot above Earth. Hidden in orbit, the chosen ship waited. Its surface was dark, almost invisible against the stars. It looked small, unremarkable. To the galaxy, it was nothing. Inside, its crew moved in silence, their faces pale but determined. One pilot whispered, "The whole galaxy is watching us." The captain, standing at the center, answered quietly, "Then let them watch." The ship powered up, engines humming like the heartbeat of a predator. Quiet, patient, waiting. Meanwhile, on alien news channels, the mockery only grew. A massive broadcast stretched across the stars, showing alien fleets lining up like walls. Of steel, giant ships floated in space, bristling with cannons, glowing with energy shields. The galaxy cheered. This is power. This is war. This is the end of humanity. The reptilian warlord grinned, his claws tapping the arm of his chair. When the human ship arrives, we will not destroy it at once. No, we will play with it. Let them see their death coming slowly. The insect-winged alien tilted her head, her voice like a hiss. Humiliation is sweeter than victory. The silver-skinned leader spread his arms wide, his voice carrying to every corner of the broadcast. Let the galaxy prepare. The humans, send their toy ship into our fire. This will be the last time they dare call themselves warriors. Crowds roared on distant planets, celebrating as though a festival had begun. Drums pounded on reptilian worlds. Bells rang on crystalline planets. Fireworks burst in alien skies, but in the silence of deep space, the human ship moved. Quiet and unseen. Inside, the captain looked at his crew. His voice was low but clear. They think we are weak. They think we are fools. But we are ready. And soon, they will see. The pilot swallowed hard. And if we fail, the captain's eyes were like steel. We will not fail. The ship drifted toward the battlefield, a shadow among giants, and across the galaxy, laughter still echoed. Blind and arrogant, unaware of the storm that one silent ship was about to unleash. The battlefield was ready. Across a stretch of empty space, alien fleets waited in formation. Thousands of ships floated like black mountains, their hulls glowing with energy, weapons primed and pointed. The galaxy watched through countless screens. Every world tuned in, waiting for the moment when humanity's single ship would appear. On the command bridge of the alien flagship, the reptilian warlord grinned, his scaled jaw tightening as he spoke. Where are they, hiding already? The insect-winged alien tilted her head, wings shimmering in the low light. Perhaps their courage has failed. Perhaps they will not come. The silver-skinned leader stood tall, his glowing eyes fixed on the stars. His voice was calm, smooth, full of arrogance. They will come. Humans are proud. They would rather die than bow. Let them come, and let their death amuse us all. Around him, the alien officers laughed, their voices echoing in the grand hall. Screens across the galaxy played their laughter, feeding the mockery further. Citizens on alien worlds cheered as though waiting for a festival. Suddenly, a voice called from the alien flagship's control deck. Signal detected. A human vessel entering the field. The chamber fell silent for a heartbeat. Then the silver-skinned leader smiled coldly. Show it. The main screen lit up, revealing the human ship as it emerged from the dark dot it was. Small, too small. No glowing weapons, no heavy armor, no bright shields. A simple dark hull drifting quietly among the stars. To alien eyes, it looked weak, pathetic, like a fragile shadow standing before a storm. The reptilian warlord burst out laughing. This is the pride of Earth? This toy ship dares face us? The insect alien leaned forward, her sharp eyes narrowing. It carries no visible cannons, no heavy thrusters, nothing. Another alien commander sneered. They come to die, not to fight. The silver-skinned leader raised his hand. His voice boomed across the open channel, broadcast to every corner of the galaxy. Human ship, you are surrounded by the might of the stars. Lay down your arms and surrender. If you resist, you will not last a moment. The human ship did. Not reply. It simply floated there, silent, its dark hull almost blending into the void. On alien homeworlds, citizens jeered at their screens. Cowards, they do not even speak. They are frozen in fear. Crush them already. Back on Earth, in the command hall, tension filled the air. Generals, scientists, and leaders sat motionless, their eyes locked on the screens. The young officer's voice shook. They are mocking us. Again, the whole galaxy laughs. The older general said nothing. His face was hard as stone. The nameless woman stood at the edge of the room, her arms folded. Her voice was low but certain. Let them laugh. The longer they laugh, the sweeter their silence will be. On the human ship, the crew waited, silent and calm. The pilot whispered, "We are surrounded." So many, thousands of them. The captain stood at the center, his gaze fixed on the stars outside. His voice was steady. "Remember your training. Do not fear their numbers. One move at the right time is worth more than 1,000 wasted strikes." The pilot swallowed. "And if they attack first?" The captain's eyes narrowed. "Then they will regret it." Out in the vastness of space, alien ships adjusted their positions, tightening the circle around the lone human vessel. Lights flashed across their hulls, weapons humming with energy. The reptilian warlord raised his claw. "Shall we begin?" The silver-skinned leader smirked. "Not yet. Let them feel the weight of their mistake. Let them tremble before we crush them." He leaned closer to the screen, his voice sharp as a blade. "Human ship, speak. Do you not realize the end has come?" Silence. The human vessel did not move. Did not answer. Alien officers shifted uneasily. "Why do they not reply?" one asked. "Why do they not move?" Another whispered. The insect alien hissed. "Perhaps they wait for us to strike." The reptilian warlord bared his teeth. "Then strike we shall." The silver-skinned leader lifted his hand, then paused. Something gnawed at him, something he could not name. The ship looked too calm, too still. Like a predator waiting, not prey cowering. He frowned. "Hold." The warlord growled in frustration. "Hold, they are nothing. One blast and they are ash." "Hold," the silver-skinned leader repeated, his eyes glowing brighter. Something is wrong. Across the galaxy, billions watched, confused. Why did the alien fleets hesitate? Why? Did they not fire? On the human ship, the crew remained silent, waiting. The captain's voice was quiet, but certain. "Patience. They will make the first mistake." Seconds passed like hours. The alien fleets hovered, their weapons ready, their arrogance now mixed with unease. Finally, the insect alien broke the silence. "It is only one ship. Why should we fear it?" The silver-skinned leader did not answer. His gaze stayed locked on the quiet vessel. He whispered, almost to himself. "Why indeed?" The galaxy held its breath. One ship, 1,000 enemies. Silence before the storm. And in that silence, the first shadows of doubt crept into alien hearts. The silence over the battlefield was heavy, pressing down on every ship. Thousands of alien vessels formed a ring of firepower around the lone human craft. Weapons glowed, energy shields pulsed, engines rumbled. Yet no one moved inside the alien flagship. The reptilian warlord slammed his claw on the arm of his chair. "Enough of this waiting. Crush them." His eyes burned with hunger for destruction. The insect-winged alien leaned forward, her voice sharp. "The galaxy grows impatient. They watch for blood. End it." But the silver-skinned leader raised his hand. His glowing eyes never left the quiet human ship. "Not yet. Look at them. They are too calm." The warlord snarled. "They are frozen." In fear. A cornered prey always looks calm before the jaws close. The silver-skinned leader narrowed his eyes. Or a predator waits for the right moment. On alien worlds, citizens jeered at their screens. Why do they wait? Fire, and end this. But in the command hall of the flagship, doubt whispered. Like a shadow no one wanted to name, inside the human vessel, the crew sat tense and silent. The pilot's voice cracked as he spoke. "They are circling closer. We are trapped. The captain stood at the center, his eyes fixed on the endless wall of ships. His tone was calm, firm. We are not trapped, they are. The crew exchanged nervous looks, but no one spoke further. The silence of discipline filled the cabin. Then, across the com channel, the silver-skinned leader's voice thundered. Human ship. You are surrounded. Surrender now, and your people may live as servants. Resist, and you will be erased. The human captain pressed the com. His voice was steady, cold. We do not surrender. Not to you, not to anyone. The alien fleets roared with laughter. Arrogant fools. Bold words for a coffin. Destroy them! The warlord slammed his claw again. Now! I demand their end. The silver-skinned leader gave a slow nod. Very well. Fire. In an instant, 1,000 alien cannons lit up the void. Blinding beams of plasma and fire streaked through the darkness, converging on the human vessel. The galaxy gasped, certain. This was the end. But then the human ship moved. Not fast, not wild, but with impossible precision. Its dark hull shimmered as if bending light itself. The first volley of alien fire passed through empty space, missing completely. Alien commanders shouted in confusion. What? How? They cannot evade that many strikes. Adjust targeting. Fire again. More beams lit the void, more fire, more thunder. But again, the human ship glided, almost effortlessly, slipping through the rain of destruction as though it already knew where every strike would fall. On alien homeworlds, laughter turned to silence. Citizens leaned closer to their screens, frowns replacing smiles. Inside the flagship, the insect alien hissed. Impossible. No vessel can predict so many shots. The silver-skinned leader's eyes narrowed. Unless it knows before we. Fire, the warlord growled. Trickery, chance, fire everything. The fleets obeyed. A storm of light filled the battlefield, enough to tear moons apart. And yet, when the glow cleared, the human ship still stood untouched. The reptilian warlord roared in rage. This cannot be. On the human ship, the captain finally gave the order. His voice was soft, almost a whisper. Now, show them. The dark hull shifted. Panels opened, revealing no cannons, no missiles, nothing that looked familiar. Instead, an invisible pulse rippled out, silent and unseen. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then, alien ships began to vanish, not explode. Not burn, vanish. Entire battleships flickered like fading shadows, their massive hulls collapsing into nothingness. 1, then 3. Then 10 alien officers shouted. In terror, what is happening? Our ship's gone. No readings, no wreckage. The insect alien's voice cracked, her wings buzzing in panic. They are erasing us. The reptilian warlord slammed his claws down. No, fight back. Fight, his words cut off as his own fleet ships vanished. One by one, like dust swept away by invisible wind. The silver-skinned leader stood frozen, his glowing eyes wide for the first time. His voice was low, filled with something he had not felt in centuries: fear. This is no weapon I know. On alien worlds, citizens who had mocked moments ago now sat in stunned silence, watching their invincible fleets fall apart. The jeers of laughter were gone, replaced by whispers of horror inside the human vessel. The crew watched the screens as alien fleets dissolved. One pilot whispered, trembling, We are destroying them all." The captain's gaze was hard, unshaken. They wanted to see our strength. Now they will. The pulse rippled again. Another wall of alien ships vanished into silence. Only fragments of light remained, fading into the void. The galaxy watched in terror. The insect alien screamed. Stop it! Stop it! But nothing stopped. The storm had begun, and the human ship was the eye of it. At last, silence filled the void again. Where once 1,000 alien warships had stood, only empty space remained. The lone human vessel floated. Calmly in the center, untouched, silent, unbroken. The silver-skinned leader gripped his chair so tightly that cracks formed in the metal. His voice was hollow, shaking. What are they? No one answered, no one could. On Earth, the command hall was quiet. The young officer's mouth fell open. One ship destroyed them all. The older general exhaled slowly. The galaxy wanted a lesson. Now they have one. The nameless woman's eyes stayed on the screen. Her voice was calm, chilling. And this is only the beginning. The human captain stood in the dark ship, gazing at the stars. He spoke softly, not to his crew, not to his enemies, but to the galaxy itself. You laughed at us. You called us weak. Now you understand. The ship drifted forward, silent and patient, as though nothing had happened. Behind it, only emptiness remained, and across the galaxy, silence replaced laughter. The battlefield was empty now, except for one ship. Where once 1,000 alien warships had stood, only silence and scattered energy echoes remained. The lone human vessel floated in the center, untouched, its dark hull calm against the stars. Alien worlds, silence spread like a storm. Crowds that had laughed and mocked only moments before now sat frozen before their screens. Fear crept into every voice. Whispers replaced laughter. What did we just see? They destroyed everything. One ship, only one. In the council chamber, chaos erupted. Alien leaders shouted over one another, their arrogance cracked open by terror. This is impossible. They used forbidden weapons. No, it was something else. The reptilian warlord's eyes burned with rage and fear. His claws scratched deep grooves into the metal table. This cannot be. 1,000 ships cannot fall to one. I refuse to believe it. The insect-winged alien shook, her wings buzzing wildly. Believe it. You saw it with your own eyes. They erased our fleets as though they were shadows. The silver-skinned leader stood in silence. His glowing eyes dimmed as he whispered. It was not only destruction. It was prediction. Every move, every strike, they knew before it happened. The chamber quieted. His words struck deeper than any weapon. On the human ship, the crew sat in silence, watching the last echoes of vanished fleets fade into the void. One pilot whispered, his voice unsteady. Captain, we destroyed them all. So many ships gone. The captain's face was calm, unreadable. His voice carried no triumph, only certainty. They chose this battle. They mocked humanity. Now they understand. Another crew member spoke, trembling. But they will send more. They will not stop here. The captain's eyes narrowed. Then we will be ready. The ship knows their moves before they make them. No enemy can escape us. The crew looked at him with awe and unease. None dared to ask how the ship could predict battles before they began. Far away, the remnants of alien fleets tried to regroup. Survivors sent frantic messages across channels. They move before we fire. They knew our positions before. We arrived. Every attack countered before it began. In one command room aboard a surviving alien cruiser, panic reigned. Officers shouted at their screens, unable to make sense of what they saw. They cannot see the future, one officer cried. Then explain it, another shouted. Every path we take, they cut us off. Every strike, they are already gone. The commander of the cruiser gripped the edge of the table. His scaled hands shook. It is not just weapons, it is intelligence. They are inside our minds. They fight as if they already know us. A deep silence filled the room. No one wanted to believe it, but every destroyed fleet confirmed the truth. On alien worlds, fear turned to arguments. Some citizens demanded answers. How did humans hide such power? They were weak for centuries. No, they were patient. They waited. On Earth, in the command hall, The young officer stared at the screen in disbelief. The galaxy is terrified. They don't understand what we did. The older general's voice was calm but sharp. Good. Fear is stronger than laughter. The nameless woman stepped forward, her eyes steady. They think the ship can see the future. Let them believe it. Fear will break them faster than weapons. The officer turned to her. But can it? Can the ship truly predict what is to come? She gave no answer, only a thin, quiet smile. Back in the council chamber, arguments grew louder. The reptilian warlord roared, "We must strike again. We must send 10,000 ships." The insect alien hissed, panic in her tone. "And lose them all? Do you want to see our entire species vanish?" The silver-skinned leader raised his voice, silencing them. "You do not understand. This was no accident. This was no weapon of chance. The humans held back for centuries, pretending weakness, hiding in silence, waiting. And now, the moment has come." His glowing eyes dimmed further. "And we are not ready." On the human ship, the captain stood by the window, watching the stars. His crew remained quiet, waiting for his words. Finally, he spoke. They thought they were hunters. They thought we were prey. But the prey they mocked has teeth sharper than they ever imagined. The pilot whispered, "Captain, what if they gather again? What if they bring everything they have?" The captain's eyes hardened. "Then let them come. They cannot fight what they do not understand, and they do not understand us." The ship drifted forward, silent, its dark hull glowing faintly with unseen power. To the galaxy, it was no longer a toy ship. It was a shadow of fear, a ghost that haunted every alien mind. On alien worlds, children whispered in terror. Adults spoke in hushed voices. Leaders argued in fear. The name human no longer brought laughter, it brought silence. It brought dread. And across the stars, one question spread like fire, whispered from world to world. If one ship can do this, what else are the humans hiding? The galaxy was no longer laughing. The silence after the battle stretched across stars and worlds, heavier than any weapon. Entire fleets had been erased, thousands of ships gone without a trace. And still, the lone human vessel drifted calmly. Through the void, untouched, unbroken, unafraid. On alien worlds, the people whispered in fear. Markets that once rang with laughter now trembled with silence. Children asked their parents, "Will the humans come here?" And no parent could answer. Leaders held secret meetings, their voices hushed, their eyes filled with dread. In the council chamber, fear spread like a fire. The reptilian warlord roared, slamming his claws against the table. "We must gather everything we have. Every fleet, every soldier. We must drown them in fire before they spread." The insect-winged alien hissed, shaking her head. "You fool! You saw what one ship did. 10,000 ships will only give them more to destroy. You want to hand them the galaxy?" The warlord growled, his chest heaving. "Then what? Shall we kneel to them? Shall we beg?" The silver-skinned leader stood in silence, his glowing eyes dimmed. For once, there was no arrogance in his voice. Only fear. "You do not understand. This was not their full strength. This was only a message." The chamber froze. Every alien eye turned to him. He continued, voice low, heavy. "For centuries we mocked them. We thought them weak, crawling on their little planet, trapped in their small system. But weakness was only their mask. They waited in silence, building something greater than any of us imagined. And now, with one ship, they have shown us only a glimpse." The insect alien whispered, her voice trembling. "If this is only a glimpse, then what are they truly hiding?" The question echoed through the chamber like a curse, far away on Earth. The command hall glowed with dim screens. Leaders, generals, and scientists watched the galaxy tremble in fear. The young officer's voice was shaky. They are terrified of us. The whole galaxy, afraid of humanity. The older general leaned forward, his face hard. Good. Fear keeps enemies from attacking. Fear gives us time. The nameless woman stood at the center, her shadow long against the wall. Her voice was calm, almost cold. We needed them to laugh at us. We needed them blind, arrogant, and careless. Only then could the truth strike hardest. Now they will. Never forget. The young officer turned toward her, his eyes wide. But what if they unite? What if every species comes together against us? She looked at him, her eyes sharp as steel. Then they will face more than one ship. The officer froze. More than one? She said nothing more, only let the silence answer dot in deep space. The human vessel continued its slow path forward. Inside, the crew remained quiet, still, processing the impossible victory. One pilot whispered, "Captain, we defeated them, but what happens now? What if they try again?" The captain stood by the window, gazing out at the endless stars. His voice was calm, almost distant. They will try. Fear does not stop pride, but each time they come, they will lose. For this ship is not just steel and fire, it is knowledge. It sees what they cannot. It knows what they will do before they act. Another crew member's voice trembled. "Captain, sometimes I wonder, are we even fighting as humans anymore? Or are we becoming something else?" The captain did not answer right away. His reflection in the glass looked almost like a shadow, merging with the dark void outside. Finally he said softly, "Perhaps both. Perhaps that is what frightens them most." Across alien homeworlds, fear turned to desperation. Leaders ordered their fleets to retreat from human borders. Trade routes shifted away from Earth's reach. Armies whispered of unseen ghosts waiting in the void. The word human was no longer spoken with laughter, but with dread. In the council chamber, the reptilian warlord finally lowered his head. His voice cracked, stripped of rage. "We thought them weak. We thought them prey. The insect aliens." Wings shivered. "And now?" The silver-skinned leader closed his eyes. His voice was almost a whisper. "Now we know they were waiting." Silence followed. No one argued. No one mocked. The truth weighed too heavily. Back on Earth, the nameless woman looked once more at the trembling stars on the screen. Her final words carried not to her officers, not to her generals, but as though to the galaxy itself. "You laughed at us. But now you see, humanity was never behind. Humanity was never weak. We were patient. And patience is the sharpest blade." The human ship drifted on, a dark shadow among stars, carrying with it a truth that no fleet, no empire, no council could ever erase. And across the galaxy, in every corner where whispers spread, the same question lingered like thunder in the distance. If one ship can wipe out 1,000, how many more ships are waiting in the dark?